you're fucking up.
I was first introduced to Anita Franco's music around 2000. And as so many things in my life, it was all initiated through a boy. I would have been a teenager who recently had come out, and I ended up making a connection through an old friend of my sister's who also happened to be gay, and he was a poet by nature, and henceforth talked a lot about Anita Franco and really introduced me to her message, to her music, and I have been a fan ever since. So, fast forward to 2012. I, at the time, am just getting back to college, or about to. I had pretty much reached about the pinnacle of what I wanted to in retail, and I know, yes, retail, but I did retail management for over a third of my life at this point, and I had my own store at what I thought was a cool company, at least at the time. I had my own store, I got to build my own team of people, and I thought that I was kind of riding high at that point in my life. I was in a long-term relationship. I wasn't that happy in it, but I had a stable home, a stable relationship. I had a stable life. And in that time period there, January of 2012, Anita Franco released the album, Which Side Are You On?, containing the song, If You're Not. And at the time, I just kind of jammed out with it and was like, yeah, we're getting happier as we get older. All right. Fast forward to 2022, after my world came crumbling down in so many ways, and listening to this song has been difficult at times over the last few years, because every time I would hear it, I started kind of almost taking offense, because here I was getting older, and this song was basically saying, hey, you're fucking up. And that to me was just like, but no, the world is fucking up around me. Like, I didn't cause my pain. And so it almost started taking offense to it, or it was just hard to listen to. And I don't know exactly what it was, but this week I have been kind of re-listening to some tracks, and this being one of them.
If you're not, if you're not, if you're not, if you're not, if you're not aware that what you put out is what you get back, that you make the world through the way you act. You can't harness the awesome power of that fact.
And it really just had me kind of like rethinking some things, because there is a reality here about my life and about the fact of what can I control in this world, and that is me and my life and what I am doing. And while I am still mired by a lot of that same kind of like overstimulated emotional core of myself that is having trouble trusting, having trouble getting used to the world around me, and trying to kind of process that there isn't somebody with a gun on every corner waiting to kill me, even though it still feels like that. And let's face it, I live in America, so that much more feels like that. But I really feel like what this song was doing was exactly what I needed it to do, which was supplying tough love, harsh words, and sometimes we need that. sometimes what we need is someone to say the thing that jostles our memory, that maybe pisses us off in just the right way to make us go, all right, I need to think about that more. Okay, let me process this. Okay, let me do something about this. And this is one where I think I really needed to hear it, because I think that I've kind of been fucking up this whole time in some ways, going all the way back to the beginning of KFM. Because honestly, I feel like as happy as I was from, 2015 to 2022-ish, the whole time of doing KFM on the con scene, I also wasn't presenting all of myself. And music is kind of this thing that has always been this go-to for me, this comfort, this thing that I go to drown my sorrows in, to find inspiration, and anything around music. And you may have noticed I have a very wide, varied music taste, that I listen to everything from folk to metal to hip-hop to pop to a little bit of country-leaning stuff. Not much, but a little. Anyway, point is, there's a little bit in every genre that I'll listen to. And accordingly, I like to listen to / watch a lot of things. Like, I love watching the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremony. I love going to places like Hard Rock Cafe and seeing all the memorabilia. Now, granted, I don't really eat there anymore because it's too damn expensive. But I just love being surrounded by the history of music and the inspiration within that, and the idea that your inspiration can come from anywhere. And so I was watching Jay-Z's, of all people, induction speech to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I got too ambitious, and I was doing some things that I shouldn't have been doing. And again, those heroes helped me again. I thought back to, what made them so great. And what made them great is they was 100% authentic to who they were. LL, he opened up the doors for us to be vulnerable. When I'm alone in my room, I'm just saying that. Sometimes he gave us emotional intelligence. And then KRS-One, he was a teacher. And at that time, it wasn't even cool to be smart. Like, if you had a book, they'd be like, look at this nigga with a book. And he made it cool for us to have books and be smart. Rakim gave us knowledge itself, and he had a big, vast vocabulary that he never cursed. And I was like, how is he saying all this fresh shit without cursing? And Chuck D, he gave us social commentary, and that shit was slap. Like, all the songs was amazing, like slappers. And then, Big Daddy Kane, he was just like a black exploitation film walking. Yeah. Like, he had a flat top, and he could rap hardcore and jump over his leg and do a split. It was like the blackest person of all time. So I was like, oh, I got it. I got to be 100% authentically myself. That set the course of, what I would do for the rest of my career.
And hearing him talk about what he appreciated from the people that he looked up to, from his mentors, and his big thing about them was authenticity, about how they spoke authentically about what their life was like, authentically about their struggles. And that brought me back in my head to how I've been. And honestly, back to the song, If You're Not. Because one of the things that I think I've realized is that in 2015, when I made the first KFM Twitter account, I did it with a very specific, I don't know how you want to put it, but I did it with a very specific idea in mind of how I would be online. And it was a very crafted personality, because my idea was that I wanted the idea of Keeping Friendship Magic of KFM to stick long beyond me, of it to not be about me and come back on me. It's about the idea. And you can talk to people, especially those that knew me around that, that time frame. I talked about that a lot. As I said, I don't want to be the star. And even when I started getting community guest roles, I really had to start being like, do I want to be listed as Forward Progress or just put K being Friendship Magic? Because I wanted the thing that to be the idea. And because of that, like, I didn't always say what was on my mind. I didn't always express everything about me. And I feel like I was holding a lot in. And when you do that, it's all bound to burst eventually, you know? Because it's like, I wanted to lead with so much positivity, which is great and all. But I also had other things that I wanted to say or things that I wanted to bring up that never got brought up. And then, what do you know? You don't talk about things, and then 7 years later, you find yourself worried that you're going to get shot on stage. So, obviously, it's not that that was my fault or anything, and I know that, but it still was, you know, like, knowing that somebody places a threat when you are the person on stage the most, when you are the first person on stage. That shit just sticks with you, man. And that was only the beginning of it. Like, so much else happened after that that just kept on just rolling it down the hill and just building it. So I want to talk about more now, and I want to not hide myself, you know? Like, yeah, I have an adult side of me that we're going to talk about, and I have I have sides of me that, you know, want to push for positive change, and I've done that. I've always done that, but I feel like things that I may have been more in the middle or on the fence about, or it seemed like I was, I'm through with that. Because this is about being authentically forward now. This is about me looking and going, yeah, I have been fucking up. I have been, you know, not focused enough on myself and changing the things that need to change, because I can't change everything around me, but I can be a force for positivity. And I want to, you know, put that out into the world so it's what I get back. And the bottom line is, every day is a struggle, and I'm tired of hiding my struggles, because I do it all the time and then I don't talk about it. And I find that when I get online a lot of times, like, I want to say things because it's just burning inside of me and I want to get it out. And if I don't get it out to somebody, then it's just going to build this thing in myself, and then that creates this, like, well of resentment. And I feel like we all do that. So what I want to add on is, like, this isn't me just saying I'm just going to go online and bitch. It's not that. What this is about being authentic, but also positive. So, you know, I can sit here and say about how, you know, AI is like the death of civilization, and I could just complain about it. Or I can say there's more positive things out there. There's better ways you can support people. There's ways that you can find inner peace without relegating yourself to mindless drivel. And that I can be a positive force for change without being an asshole, essentially. Which I think has been a struggle for myself. And that's really what I want to do at the end of the day, because every day is going to continue to be a struggle. Not just for myself, for all of us, because there's things for all of us out there in the world that we all need to deal with, that we all need to handle in our own way. But I think it's by having a group of people that you know, that you've surrounded yourself with, and being able to communicate that. And sometimes you just need to vent, and that's okay, and that doesn't make you less of a person. And that's the thing I have to remember myself, because I always fear that somebody's going to say the one thing I say that is a little bitchy one day, and then they're going to say, like, oh, that invalidates the rest of what he says. And that's kind of a consequence of the culture we live in right now, of we tend to kind of feel like, oh, this person did one thing wrong, and therefore we can't listen to anything they said. And I'm not saying that we should have heroes that are, you know, like, you know, I'm not saying have J.K. Rowling as a hero, because obviously not. That's not my point. My point is that the world is full of crazy shit. Let's take the good pieces out of everything and put them together and put them out there to say, hey, you did something. You got somewhere. You have some ideas there. But we're not cool with the rest of this, so we're going to take these good ideas and we're going to keep it going in a positive way to get a better future. You know, everything that I've experienced in life has told me that I need to slow down and that I need to get more in touch both internally and also externally with nature and with so much. And I think for me, the biggest thing is doing work for others. There's a line from Avenue Q that I've kept in my head for eons.
When you help others, you can't help helping yourself. When you help others, you can't help helping yourself.
And I don't know, like that really has always rung true to me about when you help others, you can't help helping yourself. And for me, I find that to be very true, that when I do a panel and somebody comes up to me and says that it impacted them, I'm happy because you're happy. Like, there's few things in the world that make me feel better than all the work I've done. Because it's like, but even before KFM, I was doing charity work on campus and trying to do all kinds of stuff while I was in college, and it's what makes me feel good. It's what makes me happy. And, you know, I go back to the beginning of what I have done and go, I did do something with this, and I still can. And the biggest thing now is just recognizing within myself that I deserve it.
I have no regrets. There's nothing to forget. All the pain was worth it. Not running from the past. I tried to do what's best. I know that I deserve it.
The biggest hurdle for me my entire life is feeling like I am nobody. Like I am less than. And it wasn't until around that time, around the mid-2010s, that I started to feel like I actually am somebody and can do something, and that I can help people and not just be a miserable little bitch. You know? So I feel like I have done something, and I hope that I still can, even if things change, even if things are different, because I do need to make more changes in my life, and I do need to focus on myself. And that's the power of media. So in a weird way, the thing that I've been talking about for a decade is what I'm going back to, but I'm doing it in a new way. And that's great, because it means that I'm still learning, I'm still growing, I'm still adapting, which means that there's always hope for the future, as long as you are able to change, to adapt, to mold to what's you're learning, to what's around you. There is a future ahead of you. And I mean, that's believing in yourself. And when you believe in yourself, you can do so much more in the world. And that's, I mean, kind of what Keeping Friendship Magic is all about, right? Okay, so one thing I forgot to bring up the first time, and come on, like I made notes for this one, and I still forgot, is the concept of social location. So social location is a social science term that basically refers to not just your physical location, but all of the factors that impact who and where and what and why you are at a very specific moment in history. You see, sociology is often referred to as the intersection between biography and history. And what do we mean by that? So the idea is that in the context of all of human history, your life intersects it at a very specific moment that we're talking about at any given time. So in regards to the nature of listening to a song, your social location in that moment of listening to it every single time you hear it will impact the way you hear it. It's kind of like the idea of You ever are flipping through songs and you're like, I don't know, is this really what I want to listen to? Is this what I'm in the mood for? That's the thing. So the idea of this for me about listening to this song over the last like 13 to 14 years, at various times it hits me in a different way. And that's the great thing about everything and all of media, is that a song that's released even before we were born can impact us today because of something that happens in your life that you feel in a moment. And that's what's great, and that's why I don't like to be super negative, especially about music. There's things that will bother me, and I might vocalize them some days, but at the end of the day, it's always about somebody's creation could give some help to somebody out there. And who the hell am I to take that away from them? And who the hell would you be to take something away from me? Maybe you don't even like this song. That's fine. I don't care. You don't have to. But it made an impact on me. So maybe think about that with your media and your catalog when you give it another listen to. It doesn't always have to be the same way you interpreted it when you first heard it, first watched it, first read it, however. Let it impact you as it is today. It might be different than it was back then. So anyway, thank you all. Love you. If my stupid, I can't make a heart. Oh my god, I can't make a heart. Okay, maybe I'll edit in a heart or something. Anyway, love y'all. Bye.
And it builds up, it builds up, it builds up, it builds up. Yeah, your love builds up till it's bigger than you, and it just carries you through. You better ready yourself, 'cause what you gonna do if you're not?